This YouTube channel has blended two niches in a very unexpected way, and honestly, the results are nothing short of spectacular. The channel is called Sleepwise, and as you can see from here, they uploaded their first video just 6 months ago. But somehow they've already racked up over 110,000 subscribers from just 22 videos. And it gets even crazier when you check out the numbers on their videos. You'll notice that most of their videos are pulling in hundreds of thousands of views, and one of them even crossed 1 million. That's not all. The videos are also really long, which means more revenue from ads. But what really makes this interesting is how they're doing it. They've taken deep, thought-provoking content, stuff like philosophy, science, and dark storytelling, and combined it with relaxation to create videos that people just can't stop watching. The entire strategy is kind of genius when you think about it. I mean, who hasn't thought about one of those mind-bending questions like, what if reality isn't real, or whether we are living in a simulation? This channel guides viewers through it in a way that's both fascinating and oddly calming. The best part about this style of content is that it's not only highly monetizable, but also has little competition. You can check monetization yourself using tools like Nextlev, or simply install the YouTube monetization checker from the Chrome store. Just head to the channel page, click this icon, and you'll see a button that says Check this channel. Click it, and within a few minutes you'll know whether the channel is monetized or not. As you can see, this channel is fully monetized. To make things even easier, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of creating content like this. We'll cover everything, from finding the best topics for this niche to writing engaging scripts. Then, we'll move on to generating images, adding a voiceover, and editing the video. Finally, I'll take you through a quick lesson on creating thumbnails like the ones this channel is creating. Now, to prove this isn't just some BS, check out this short demo I created using the exact process we're about to go through in this video.
Imagine for a moment an ancient philosopher sitting beneath the stars on a quiet night. His name is unknown to history, but his thoughts ripple through time, echoing in the corridors of human inquiry. He ponders something that seems simple at first glance, a question posed by a fellow thinker during their evening debates. The question goes like this: if you keep having the distance between yourself and your destination, will you ever truly arrive? It sounds innocuous enough, perhaps even whimsical. But as he turns it over in his mind, trying to reconcile its implications, sleep eludes him. Hours pass, and still, the paradox haunts him. How can something so seemingly straightforward defy resolution? What happens when two truths collide head-on, leaving no room for compromise or clarity?
The first step is finding a topic. You can always come up with unique ideas yourself, but I'm going to simplify the process. Just head over to my Discord and look for the Prompts channel. You'll find a link to a Google Doc titled Sleepwise. This document contains all the prompts I'll be using in this video. You can find the link to my Discord in the video description or on my channel page. To generate a topic, look for the topic heading in the document and copy everything under it. Now head to your preferred text generator. You can use ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or Qwen. If you're on ChatGPT's Plus plan, feel free to use that. Otherwise, I recommend either DeepSeek or Qwen since they're solid alternatives. For this demonstration, I'll be using Qwen. So go ahead and paste the prompt, then scroll to the top. Now you'll need to make 2 quick changes. First, specify the number of topics you want to generate. Let's set it to 20 for this demo. Then scroll down and update the number here as well. Once everything looks good, hit enter and wait for Qwen to generate some pretty solid topics. As you can see, it doesn't take long and the results are impressive. You can either pick one or hit regenerate for a fresh batch of ideas. Now that you've got your topic, it's time to create the script. Before we jump into writing the script, there's something important you should know. If you take a look at the channel we're modeling, you'll notice that most of their videos are hours long. In terms of word count, that could be anywhere from 30,000 to 50,000 words. But most AI text generators won't generate scripts that long in one go, so the best approach is to create an outline first and then expand each section one by one. No worries though, as I've simplified this entire process. Just head back to the Google Doc and copy the outline prompt. Then, go back to Qwen and paste it in. You'll need to make a couple of quick changes. First, replace the placeholder with your selected topic. For this example, I'm going with 3 hours of life-changing paradoxes to fall asleep to. Next, specify how many segments you want the script divided into. You can choose as many as you like. Once that's done, hit enter and let Qwen generate the full outline. As you can see, the AI provides detailed sections under each segment. If you run into a situation where the AI cuts off some segments, just type continue and it will finish generating the rest. Now that we've got the full outline, it's time to generate the script for each segment. To generate each segment, just type a simple command specifying the segment number and the word count you want. The AI should also avoid bullet points unless they're absolutely necessary. This ensures that you get exactly what you need. AI can mess up sometimes, so I recommend scrolling up to that particular segment in the outline, copy everything under it, and paste it after your prompt before hitting enter. Give it a few seconds, the first segment of the script will be ready. You need to repeat this for the next segment, so paste the same command, change the segment number to 2 this time, and add the outline for the second segment. Keep doing this until all segments are complete. If you don't want the AI to generate a new introduction for each segment, simply remove the intro section from the outline before submitting it. Now that the script is complete, it's time to generate the voiceover. There are tons of AI voice generators out there, but if you're looking for a free option, Clipchamp is a solid choice, so feel free to check it out. For this demo though, I'll be using 11 Labs since it's one of the best out there. It's a paid tool, but free users get 10,000 characters per month, which is enough to get started. Head over to the 11 Labs voice library and look through the available options. To make things easier, use the filters. Click this button, select English, choose an American accent, set the gender to male, and pick a voice that's middle-aged or older. Now listen to a few samples until you find one that works. If you find something close but not quite right, click View, and you'll see a list of similar voices. You might even find a better fit. For this demo, I'll pick a random voice. Once you've chosen yours, paste your script, make any necessary edits, and hit Generate. Give it a listen. If something sounds off, tweak the settings until you're happy with the result. The next step is generating images for the story. You could manually go through the script to decide what images you need, but I've created a handy prompt that will simplify the process. Head over to the Google Doc and copy the image generation prompt. Paste it into Qwen and scroll to this section. The prompt is structured to generate image prompts for each segment, so to customize it, replace this with the title of the segment. You'll find it at the top of each segment, right under segment title. Copy and paste it into the prompt. Next, specify the number of image prompts you want for that segment. Feel free to choose whatever fits best. For this demo, I'll go with 5. The channel we're modeling actually switches between different image styles depending on the video. To make things easier, I've included 4 of those styles in the prompt. You just need to delete the styles you don't want, leaving only the one you prefer. Once that's done, hit enter and let Qwen generate the prompts. As you can see, it's created 5 detailed prompts that can be used to generate images for the story. So let's go ahead with the generation. You can use any image generator you prefer, but for this demo, we'll be using Leonardo AI. The free version works just fine, so head over there and select Image Creation. Now this part is crucial. Go to Model and choose this Flux model. Close the pop-up, then set the aspect ratio to 16:9 since we're making a long-form video. Now, paste the first prompt and hit Generate. It doesn't take long, and check out these results. The images look amazing. So I'll copy a few more prompts and see how they turn out. Check out some of these images. They're pretty cool, so you can download as many as you need for your story. Now that the images are ready, it's time to move on to editing. Feel free to use whichever video editor you prefer, but CapCut works perfectly, so we'll be using that one. First, import all your images and voiceover into CapCut. Normally, the voiceover would go on the timeline first, but let's start with the intro text. Go to text and grab the default one. Drop it into the timeline and extend it to about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. Type in your channel name and resize it. You can also choose your preferred font. For this demonstration, I'll go with this one. We need to add a particle effect to the video, so go to Effects and search for Particle. Something like Wonderland works, but you can pick any you like. If you want something different, check out Vecteezy or any other stock footage platform. Just search for Particle Effect and download whichever one you like. I already have one, so I'll add it to the cover layer. Then go to Blend and reduce the opacity. This is totally optional, so feel free to skip this step. Since a transition will be added between the text layer and the next layer, the text needs to be turned into a compound clip. So simply right-click and create a compound clip. Now it's time to bring in the narration and drop it after the text has been displayed. AI voices are improving, but they still have long pauses. So go through and remove them. Be careful not to remove too much since this narration style still requires natural pauses. Keep playing it back to ensure it sounds right. Once the cleanup is done, select the compound clip we created from the text layer, go to Animation and add the Fade-In Entrance animation. The duration is already set to 0.5 seconds, so there's no need to change it. Now, apply the same fade-in animation to the particle effect clip. The entrance animation looks good, but it needs a sound effect. Go to the audio, select sound effects, and search for click or typewriter. Play a few to find one you like. If you choose a typewriter effect, simply drop it into the timeline and delete everything after the first click. Now it's time to bring in the images. Arrange them according to the flow of your story. To make them stand out, add a border. Select the image clip, go to Basic, and scroll down to look for Canvas. If it's not showing, that means the clip isn't on the cover layer. To fix this, right-click the image and create a compound clip. Once that's done, double-click the compound clip and drag the image to the cover layer. Now go to Basic and you'll see the Canvas option. Click the drop-down, select Color, and choose your preferred border color. This one works fine, so I'll go with it. Scroll up and reduce the scale to 99%. Now go back to your main composition and slightly scale down the image. Next, you need to add text at the top of the image. Grab the default text, drop it into the timeline, and extend its duration to match the length of the clip. Position the text above the image, add the title of the segment, and resize it, making sure it aligns with the image. If you need to adjust the width of the image, double-click the compound clip and use the crop tool to resize it. When you go back to your main composition, you might notice that the border is uneven in some places, so adjust it as needed using the crop tool. This might seem like a lot of work, but you only need to do it once. Now scale it up slightly and ensure the text aligns properly with the image. Next, duplicate the text layer and drag it below the previous one. Change this new text to the topic of your video, in this case, life-changing paradoxes to fall asleep to. Make sure the text is in uppercase, then resize and align it properly. Now duplicate the text layer again and change the text to your channel name. Reposition it to the right of your image. Feel free to use any font you like and also make the color slightly darker. Next, duplicate the text layer one more time, drag it below the channel name and change the text to your channel's handle. This is already looking good. Now, select all these layers, except for the cover layer, and stretch them to where the next image should start. If you're unable to do that, double-click the compound clip, increase the length of the image, then return to your main composition and stretch the compound clip to your preferred duration. Don't forget to duplicate the particle effect as many times as needed to cover the entire narration. Also make sure to remove the fade-in effect from every copy of the particle effect except for the first one. For the next image, copy the compound clip and paste it. Then double-click to open it and drag your next image over the old one. When prompted, select Replace Clip, and your new image will automatically inherit all the effects from the previous one. Go back to the main composition, and you'll see the new image in place. Now select all the text layers, copy and paste them on top of the new compound clip. The only thing you need to change here is the segment title. Repeat this process for the entire duration of your narration. Once finished, select every compound clip and text for each segment, then create a new compound clip. Now go to Transitions and choose one that fits your style. Mix and black fade work perfectly, but I'll use black fade for this example. Drag it between your clips and apply it to the rest of the video. If the transitions accidentally apply to the particle effects, simply delete them. To prevent this from happening again, select everything on that layer and create a compound clip. This not only avoids transition issues, but also makes it easier to duplicate the particles for other parts of the narration. The video is already looking good, so you can go ahead and export it at 1080p, 2K, or 4K resolution. Now that your video is ready, the next step is to create a thumbnail. We need two things. First is a few icons to use in the thumbnail. So go to the Google Doc again and copy the thumbnail prompt. Paste it inside Qwen, then scroll down to the section where it says Input from User. You need to make a few changes here. The first is to add your video topic. Set the number of images per row, in this case I'll choose 5. Next specify the number of rows, which will be 2. Then hit enter and wait for Qwen to generate your prompt. Once it's ready, copy and paste it inside Leonardo AI, then hit generate. Wait a few moments and your images will be ready. Check these out, they look great, so feel free to download whichever ones you prefer. The second thing is a grid background. You can generate one with AI or simply download one from Vecteezy. Once everything is ready, head over to your preferred image editor. In this case, I'll be using Photopea. Create a new 2560 by 1440 aspect ratio document and import the grid background. Next, bring in the image you generated and move it to the top of your layers if it's not visible. Scale it to fit the canvas, and then rasterize it. Now select the magic wand tool, click the dark background and hit delete. Duplicate the layer by holding Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and drag the layer below it. I'll hide the duplicate layer and use the eraser to remove every icon except one. Duplicate the layer again and use the eraser to clean every icon except the next one. Repeat the same process as many times as necessary till all the icons have properly been arranged in 2 rows, leaving space at the center. To avoid moving already placed icons, make sure you lock that layer. Once that's sorted, the next step is to add the text to the center. Make sure it's in all uppercase uppercase and change the color to whichever color you prefer. Now, duplicate the text layer, change the text, and resize and position it above the previous one. Next, you need to bring in an arrow, go to Blending Options, choose Color Overlay, and change it to white. Make sure the arrow is positioned properly, then duplicate the layer. Right-click the duplicate layer and flip it first vertically and then horizontally. Position it on the left, ensuring it aligns perfectly with the design. Finally, export your image as a PNG or JPEG file. Now, if you found this useful, check out how you can create some epic philosophy and psychology videos, as well as those trending ambient music videos.